All right, today we are talking about appraisals, and we know that they can be scary. We also know that they can be incredibly critical in the process of you scaling your wealth in real estate. And so we want to really help you out with some important things that you're going to want to know in order to totally knock it out of the park. And appraisals happen at the very end. So you've purchased the home, you've renovated the home, and now you're waiting on that really key number that will indicate what the value is of the asset that you just produced in real estate. And it can be scary.
Yeah, it can be one of those things that you feel like there's just we're doing our best, we're flipping this house, or we're making this rental, and we're just really hope that it's going to be worth this. And what we want to do today is really help you guys feel like it doesn't have to be such a mysterious thing. We want to try to take you a little bit behind the scenes as to how appraisers are thinking. We're not appraisers, but we can help you kind of see through our years of experience what they look for and things that we've found that are really helpful for when you're trying to understand if you're aiming at the right target with your house. So The first thing that we'll talk through is the exterior of the home. Exterior is a really important feature of what a home looks like. When you pull up to it, you're thinking through things that are also levels and degrees of finishes in this regard too. So do you have vinyl siding? Do you have LP wood smart siding? Do you have hardy siding? Or is it a stucco house or a brick house? There's a lot of different things that would play into what would be the exterior of the home. The roof would also be an important aspect of this as well. Is it in good condition? Is it leaking? Does it have a hole in it? Does it look like it's about to need to be replaced? Those are all going to be things that would be a way that they would indicate if there was a value or devaluing reality going on there. The other thing that would be playing into this is garages. This is especially true for with rentals when you're trying to think about how your rental compares to another rental. If you're working in neighborhoods where you maybe have an ARV, after renovation value, that is in the ballpark of $150,000, if a garage is worth $10,000 to an appraiser, that's a pretty big deal for you. That you're talking between 7 and 8% of the value of the home. That could be a big miss. So that would be another one that you want to do, concrete work for flips and that kind of stuff. Concrete work, landscaping, fences, those kind of things are really values that all kind of stack up on the exterior of the home as they begin their assessment of it.
So they're definitely looking for the things that are appealing to the eye, the curb appeal, the landscaping, but they're also looking for making sure that the property is safe, making sure that it's sound, foundation-wise, the walls, the roof, that type of thing.
All right, well, what's the second thing that would be a big factor for an appraiser?
Yeah, so this is one, of course, I love to get into because this is where my design work really plays out. So the second one is going to be the interior of the home. And when we really think about where we want to put our budget inside of our flips and things like that, we think about kitchen remodels, which of course there are lots of variances within a kitchen remodel. But an appraiser is going to look at a kitchen. Kitchens sell homes. And so this is a huge, huge asset. Another one is bathrooms. So if the bathroom, what is the condition of the bathroom? How many bathrooms are there? And also what's the scale? What's the quality of the bathroom? And another thing is going to be just general in the interior, general quality things. The flooring that you do, the windows, and then kind of the boring stuff as well. What would be some of the important boring things that an appraiser is going to look at as you think about the interior of the home?
So one that's just not that exciting, and sometimes it feels like it's just annoying to figure out when we're doing houses, the number of bedrooms. It's just sometimes you just having a 4-bed or a 5-bed or a 2-bed or a 3-bed. Those are big moves in the value of a home. And sometimes you feel like your hands are a little tied if the square footage of the home isn't changing and you try to figure out how to reconfigure. I know that's a point for Aaron and I when we're flipping houses where I may push for another bedroom, but that may make a difference on the kitchen or some of the living space. That would be a point of tension there.
Okay, other boring stuff is going to be HVAC. Look, is the electrical updated? Things like that. So an appraiser is going to look at those types of things.
All right, the third thing that is an important factor when you're thinking about the value of a home, from the perspective of an appraiser, is the size. So a lot of times this is out of your control if you're not adding square footage to the home. So this would be an area where you just need to be aware of what it is. And you would not want to do something like comparing your home at that 1,400 square feet above grade to a home that is 2,200 square feet above grade. Be wary of comparing. Even though your kitchen might feel like the same size, the house isn't the same size. You can't use that one as a comp.
Right, so an appraiser often is based on the area, based on the finish level. They're going to find comparables, and they're going to do like a price per square foot multiplied by how many square feet you have. And so you can't, if you got 800 square feet, you got 800 square feet, right? So size. Okay, number 4, it's actually pretty fun, is the amenities. So thinking about some of those extra things, and of course you need to think about your price per square foot and if it's justified, but things like having a super nice patio or deck, maybe having a cool fire pit, those types of things can really up the value of the home. Okay, what's the last one, Brent? What
The
is
last one.
number 5?
The last,
baby?
but certainly not least, and it's one of the most driven home things in the entire world, is, in my opinion, some of the things that can really push people getting into real estate to do things that are just painfully wrong, especially if you're working as an out-of-state investor, is location. You cannot just arbitrarily find houses that are like yours in the city of Indianapolis and just pretend that that's a comp for me. Well, hey, that's also 5 miles away. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's just not going to be a comp unless the appraiser literally can't find other comps for that house closer. So
like literally, like in Indianapolis, it changes like within a few blocks. You could be massively different in your price per square foot.
So in dividing lines in neighborhoods, if you have a neighborhood that is like split down like as a road or like a major interstate or something dividing it, you have to be careful. Jumping over a road can be really difficult to do if you're an appraiser, especially if they can find comps in your neighborhood, they're going to stay there. If they can't, then they can expand as they can't find comps that match your home. But don't play with fire and pretend that you have a house over here that you think is going to be a great one. If you're not in the neighborhood, be careful about using that one in your brain as you're calculating.
Yes, so these types of things, and why we wanted to record this video is because we want to help you have success from the very beginning. And so you want to take these things into consideration. You want to not purchase the home if it doesn't make sense based on the location or the size. We want you to think about what types of finishes you're going to do, where you're going to put your money, because we know at the end of the day, that appraisal is a huge part of getting success and getting a win as you scale your money in real estate.
Thanks for joining us.